Hello, I'm Cindy from Cindy Irving Photography. I specialize mostly in family portraits as well as corporate and business beauty headshots. Well, I always loved taking portraits, so I was the one at the dinner table. Or at holidays where my brother was like, get out of my face. Most of my family was like, all right, Cindy, put the camera down. But that was me, always with the camera. Let's see, 2011, I got my first DSLR, the digital camera. And then I kind of played around with that, went to school in Costa Rica, studied photography. And so I remember saying it was like, I'm all done, like this is too hard, I'll just shoot on manual. Like, I'm not trying to be a photographer. Which is kind of funny looking back at it now. And then I ended up having my daughter, and I took out my camera again. Kind of just played around with it, but nothing fancy. The way I really got into photography was my friend. She said, hey Cindy, you have a fancy camera. Can you take pictures of my newborn? And I'm like, yeah, I have a fancy camera, but I'm not a photographer, so I can't take pictures of your newborn. She's like, please, I really want pictures of my newborn. And I'm just like, all right, we can try it. I can't promise you anything. So that was my very first like shoot for someone. I went to San Diego my first year probably photographing to meet with a group that I was part of. So that was my very first like travel for photography. And then later on I ended up going to places like Seattle where I did family photo shoots. I've been to in Poland. When I was in Poland I got to do some family shoots. Let's see, New Mexico, I've done corporate work there, New Orleans. So just kind of all over the States in a sense, although Poland and Belgium was one of those places where I did get to photograph, which was cool. Anyway, so my process meeting a new client. Well, first they call me. We have that initial phone conversation, and I definitely encourage phone conversations because I get to talk to somebody, I get to hear their voice, they get to hear mine, we get to have a different type of connection versus if I'm, trying to go through emails. So after that, if we seem like a match, I have them come in for a consultation so they can see what I have to offer. Because me talking about, like, oh, this photo mounted like this, like, nobody's gonna understand that. You have to come and touch it, as you saw some of my stuff. So after that, the next process would be the photo shoot, which is the super fun part. And then after that, I have something called a viewing and ordering session, which is when I go to the client's house, we do a consultation, almost kind of like an interior designer, because I'm basically, if they're doing wall art, I'm designing design for their walls, like what layouts are we going to do for the galleries, and so that's pretty much my process for that. So my favorite part is the delivery. Because that's when I get to reveal that, oh my God, look at your photo, it looks amazing. And it's always such a different experience from a digital, because looking at a digital on the computer and seeing that, but versus seeing it printed, there's just something magical about that print, something magical about having it in your home. My favorite portrait, I should have brought in, but it's the one you saw of my daughter. She is such an outdoors person, and I'm kind of like, all right, let me stay huddled inside. And so that portrait in particular was her playing outside. And so for her playing outside is fun, for me capturing the moments is fun. So I'm like, all right, compromise, you're outside, I'm taking the camera, we're both happy. And so I just kind of snapped the portrait, and it's just her face and her eyes. And just something about her eyes for me, it's just like, there in that photo, it just looks like the world. Like I could see the world in her eyes. And so that one, as you saw, I probably printed a million times. But I love looking at that because it's my baby, but it's also like I'm just looking deep into her eyes. Well, the recipe, I think, is to definitely have everybody be comfortable. And so that's why I like to meet clients ahead of time and not at the photo shoot, because at that point you already kind of built a relationship, and so they kind of know you. Maybe the kids not so much, because depending if they bring their kids or not to the consultations, but you just kind of develop that relationship where everybody's kind of comfortable once you get to that point of the shoot. And then for little kids, if they haven't met me yet, you know, kind of tucking the camera away for a little bit and kind of getting to know them, getting down on their level, saying like, you know, I'm Cindy, how are you? You know, what's your favorite, you know, princess, or what's your favorite cartoon character? And just kind of like building that bond first. And I think once you have that, you know, you have the trust of your clients, especially the little ones. And so just going from there, I think that's important.
Those long legs pay off.
Right, you guys are awesome. All right, so we're gonna head over to the beach.
All right.
The first few shots I'm gonna take, there's like a grass in that area. We're gonna start there. And so after that, we'll do like the rocks over there and stuff. I'll show you guys. Just follow me. All right. Looks good. All right, Steve, let's see if you can sit on that rock. I'm gonna see how you look. Excuse me.
Stressed out.
Perfect. I'm gonna adjust you guys. All right, don't look at me, Liv. Ah, I said don't look. Give her a little tickle, Steve. I don't know if her belly's, oh, beautiful. My role as a photographer, I believe, is to capture these memories for people so that they can look back on it and, you know, hopefully see this time where the kids were little, or just kind of go back into the past and relive that moment. And I want it to be a happy moment where they're looking at that and saying like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, little Timmy was so little, but that was such a fun day, and I miss that, you know? And something where they can pass on to generations. So my role is to have something tangible that they can look back on.